What's going on, YouTube? And welcome to Goal Line Hockey. It's your boy Kevin Forte, and today we are going to do a spotlight on somebody that is not getting enough attention. I honestly, the reason he's not getting much attention is the fact his team is not very good. And today we're going to be looking at the Anaheim Ducks. Probably, yeah. I mean, he's their starting goalie at this point. Lucas Dostal. Now, he's been a prospect that's been talked about for a couple of years there in Anaheim. He's spent his time in the American Hockey League. He's paid his dues down there playing for the San Diego Gulls. And now he's made it to the NHL. Now in his second season with the Anaheim Ducks, his first full season with the Ducks. There's a lot of questions about, recently they waived James Reimer, so James Reimer no longer a part of the organization. He's down either in San Diego or he got waived and claimed by somebody else. And John Gibson is the backup at this point. A lot of expectations were had for John Gibson, but now he kind of looks like he's just the backup guy because Lucas Dostal has really taken off in so many different ways. And I know earlier this year, the Toronto Maple Leafs, one of their websites or whatever up there in the Toronto media was talking about, they should be able to take, the Leafs should be able to take advantage of a young goalie that doesn't have much experience and things like that. And it's like, obviously they don't understand the amount of success that Lucas Dostal has had, and it doesn't take much research to look up what he's done and just what type of goaltender they're actually going up against in that game that they played. And Lucas Dostal is one of those guys that, despite his team being dead last in the Pacific Division, bottom 5 in the NHL standings, this guy is putting up numbers that a goalie with a playoff team in front of him would be putting up. And just to put this in perspective, so he's got 5 wins this season in 13 games. He has not been pulled from any of his games yet this year. He has a 924 save percentage, and he has made one of the most saves of any goalie in the National Hockey League, 461 saves, which is right there, right toward the top of the league. And his goals against average is under 3. So he's not giving up 3 goals a game for, like I said, a Ducks team that really has been struggling mightily. And when you look at the goals for the Ducks, that's really the main reason they haven't been winning games is, they're top 10 in goals against, mostly because of Lucas Dostal, but they're 29th in the National Hockey League for goals for, which puts them 4th last in the league. So what's really interesting here about this whole situation with the Ducks is nobody's talking about Dostal because they're losing. If the Ducks were winning and they were on a nice 5-6 game winning streak, we'd be talking about how good the Anaheim Ducks are. But the reason we haven't been talking about them is because, unfortunately for Dostal, they just haven't had a lot of success. And what's nice is they're starting to maybe put together a little bit of a winning streak. They got 4 wins in their past 5 games, and that definitely gives you some reason for optimism for the Ducks, because the way Lucas Dostal is playing, he's going to give them every single chance to win some hockey games this season. They just need a little bit of help. And what's interesting is the rest of their schedule, oh man, that's bad. Their schedule for the next 2 weeks is pretty favorable. They have 1 game on the road, and their next road trip is going to be December 9th when they head to Montreal and they play that whole Northeast road trip. But until then, they have 1 game, and that's in Seattle. That's only up the road, up in the Northwest for them. That's it. That is the only road game they have, and some of their home games here are against non-playoff teams. Their home games are against the Buffalo Sabres, the Seattle Kraken, the Los Angeles Kings are considered a playoff team, Vegas and Minnesota are, but then you also have Ottawa in that mix as well. So let's put it this way. 3 of their 6 games at home are against non-playoff teams, and they have 1 road game in Seattle, who is like a questionable playoff team. They're in a wild card spot one day, they're out of it the next. It's still early enough in the season where that's kind of happening on a pretty consistent basis still. But the Ducks are out of even that conversation right now. And those 2 games against Seattle are going to be important this week because this allows them to maybe pick up 4 points from the Seattle Kraken And not only are they picking up 2 points in that game, that's 2 points now that Seattle isn't getting. So for the Anaheim Ducks, yeah, the first game against Buffalo is nice, and obviously you want to have a 4-game winning streak going into this 2-game set with Seattle, but you have to find a way to win those types of games, especially at this point in the season, because yeah, things have not gone well for the Ducks. They had a pretty rough 4-game losing streak in the beginning of November. They had a couple of win-win, losses early in the season. So it's been one of those things that's just been back and forth for the Ducks. Their season is very far from over, but they need to score more goals. There's been a lot of talk about what's going to happen with Trevor Zegras. Zegras' name has been brought up in a lot of conversations about maybe getting traded. And considering some of the injuries that this team has, they have some pretty tough injuries here over the last really couple of days, honestly. Mason McTavish is out. He's on the injured reserve. Cam Fowler's on the injured reserve. Then you have a couple of guys that are kind of, game time decisions like Euro Vakanainen, Brock McGinn, and then Robbie Fabry, who is probably going to be out another 6 weeks. We probably have seen him for the last time in 2024. He'll probably come back in January. So for the Anaheim Ducks, the Trevor Zegras trade talk probably has to be coming up a little bit here. And we know that what's interesting, and I'll probably make an entire video about this, but the Trevor Zegras situation is probably going to have to involve a defenseman coming the other way. So I'll talk about that in another video, but I really wanted to give some highlight and attention to Lukas Dostal because, like I said, he has worked his way up as a goalie, and at a time when the Ducks are in probably one of their worst spots right now, the 24-year-old goaltender has come in and really made a name for himself in the National Hockey League and is gaining a lot of respect around the league. So it's going to be interesting. We're going to talk about Gibson. We're going to talk about Zegras in another video, but I did want to pinpoint just what I think of Lukas Dostal and what he's been capable of this season because I think he definitely needs a little bit more attention than he's gotten so far. So that's it for today's video. Guys, if you would like to support the channel, make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. Also, check out some of the links in the description down below. We've got new Goal Line hockey merch for the holidays coming out. So if you're interested in any of that stuff, my order is on its way now. So I'll be showing you guys some of that merch when it comes in. I'm really excited to be doing that with you guys. And like I said, stay tuned for more videos. I'm trying to get back to those videos every day. It's been difficult. It's been a grind the last couple weeks with work and things like that. But the next couple days, we'll have some videos out for you guys. And hopefully you are enjoying them as much as I enjoy making them. That's going to do it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. And I'll see you again next time. Peace.